Well, hello, good evening. Today is Friday. It is weigh-in Friday, and I have to back up here in this video because a couple topics I want to touch on tonight. Yeah, I'm in my bathroom. This is my upstairs bathroom. If you saw my last YouTube video, you would have seen that I filmed in my main floor bathroom and upstairs. Lighting. Why is the bathroom lighting so great? So 2 weeks ago, my weight, I had gained 1.1 pounds. So at that time, I'm like, no, I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to make October a loss. I'm going to come out on the other side of things. So got on the scale last Friday, gained 1.1. Did I say I lost 1.1 the week before? Lost 1.1 the week before, gained 1.1 this last Friday. So that all negated itself, those 2 weeks. And then this day, today, weigh-in day, I got on the scale and I'm up 0.4. Ultimately, for the month of October, I'm up 1.6. Now, big picture, grand scheme of things, is 1.6 gain for a full month really that big of a problem? No. But if you saw my Instagram post, you would see that I just keep bouncing around like a ball, bouncing. Gain, lose, right? It's this maintain dance, maintaining. And however, slowly, I just keep creeping up. That scale. So I'm just too close. I worked really hard this past summer to get past that, not this last summer, the summer before, to get beyond the 200s, to get down below the 200s, to hit that wonderland, and I did. But as I'm seeing my weight now just steadily and slowly increasing, it's scaring me. Like earlier today, I was like super busy with work, and I was feeling like I could have a panic attack, and really I'm kind of stressed overall. And I think that my panic attack is a multitude of reasons. I haven't truly had a blown out panic attack, but I do catch myself where if I get caught up in certain thoughts, it really will kind of push me over the edge. And so lately here, I'm just like terrified of the fact of keep on gaining. And overall, I'm down a total of 22 pounds, or 23 pounds, but I just have this fear that it's just going to come back. And so I have to, it's a mental game, it's a mind game. I just got to keep working with myself and telling myself it's okay, you can do this, you have the skills, you have the knowledge within you. So going forward, my goal for the month of November is to have a loss. I'm just sick of seeing gains. So my goal for the end of November is to be down overall for the month, down 1.6. So maybe 1.7. Let's just make it a goal of 1.7 loss for the whole month of November. I'm okay with that. So I'm working towards that. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about tonight was yesterday I did an Instagram stories takeover for the iTrackbites page. If you don't know that, I'm an ambassador for the iTrackbites community. It's an app, it's a tool, it's a community. It's basically just weighing and measuring and keeping track of your calories, or what they go by as bites. They have lots of different plans that you can choose from to pick to follow. They have a great community. We have a free Instagram meeting or Facebook meeting at least once a week, Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I just love the community there. Everybody there is so wonderful and loving and embracing me with open arms. And so my topic that I was talking about yesterday during my Instagram takeovers on their page was consistency and how I find success in tracking. And I was even talking about it with another gal here on my Instagram page, but I find that if I can get all of my calories and all of my meals tracked and I take the time out of my day to do it at least one time a day, then if we can purge onto our tracker, our breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and maybe throw in a few snacks if we have the time to put it all in our tracker at that moment, even if the meals aren't accurate, that it's better that way because you have an idea in your head as to how many bites or how many calories you have and what you're really sitting with in your bank account, and you tell yourself, okay, even if I don't eat any of those meals that I've said I'm going to track for the day, I at least have something tracked. So I can go in and adjust that and change that throughout the day as I have time. But some people, they do it like, and I was on this same path too, where you put in your breakfast, but then the day gets totally whips your butt and you don't have time to put in lunch and dinner, right? So we just have to make the time for ourselves. And so I recommend putting in a breakfast, lunch, and dinner and a couple snacks if you have a moment. And then as the day goes on, if that's not truly what you eat, go back and change it. But if you pre-track it, you're probably more likely to stay on track than if you didn't track it and you're playing catch up at the end of the night. Like, to me, it just seems like, what's the point? You track it at the end of the night, you have no clue how many points you racked up through the day or how many bites or how many calories you racked up, and then at the end of the night you're like, what? I totally have a whole bunch of calories I ate through the day. So let's try to get on top of that. Let that be our next week goal, is to be on top of that. And the other thing I thought about, and I talked about yesterday on the Instagram stories takeover for iTrackbites, was the importance of really planning out your meals. So if you aren't a food prepper, like my good friend Kristi on Planning Us Healthy, she is like mega on top of it. She plans out her meals. She preps all of her food at the beginning of the week. She's amazing, right? Like, how could you go wrong when you have that in your pocket? So if you don't know who she is, I'll take her down below. Go check out her channel. Make sure that you give her some love. She's got great meal ideas. I try to make at least one meal that Kristi makes each week because she takes the guesswork out of it, people. So I say to myself, okay, if you can't meal prep your whole week, one day a week, then at least meal plan. So I have a meal planner that I bought from Amazon. I'll try to insert a picture of it. It was like $8, super cheap, and it is made up of, the left side of the meal planner is your weekdays, so Monday through Sunday, and then it has little lines to put in what you plan to make that day, whether it's one meal like your main meal, your supper, or if it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can write them all down each day of the week, so you've got the plan made out. Okay, then on the right side of the page is your breakfast ideas, lunch ideas, grocery list. So basic, so easy. If you didn't want to buy the planner, totally fine. You could do it yourself at home. It's just doable. I try to do this every Sunday. I said the other way that you can also do it is if you know the layout of your store, which I've memorized the Walmart layout of our store, also the other two grocery stores. If you just visualize it in your head as to which department is set and laid out where, then you can put your grocery list in the order of the layout of the store. So in my Walmart store, for instance, it starts with produce right when you walk into the door, like most Walmarts that have a grocery section. The produce area is right there. And then I just work my way around the store. So produce, then I go to meats, then I go to dairy, then I go to like milk and eggs and drinks, and then I come back the other way, which is non-grocery items or non-perishable items, I should say. They are grocery. And then work your way down like the dry foods, and then you get to your breads and your frozens, and then you've got your cart all full of all the great meals you can think of for the week, but you did it quickly, and I bet like 50% of your time is cut down if you put your grocery list in that order. And if you stay to your grocery list and you don't work outside of that grocery list, then you're even better off because you're not putting crazy things in your cart just because you're walking by and walking down the wrong aisle, right? So stay organized, stay on top of it. And then I'm going to round out this whole discussion by talking about your why. So what is your why? The why is the reason, the thing that brought you to the breaking point. Some people call it rock bottom. Some people call it that wake-up call. For me, my first why was a picture of myself at my son's graduation. Unless it was my daughter's. No, it definitely was my son. My son's graduation. I saw myself in this dress and I was like, who is that? And I'm like, is that me? Like, up to that point, I had gotten dressed, looked at myself in the mirror, didn't think anything of it. But until you see a picture of yourself and you're like, whoa, that was a wake-up call for me. So that was my rock bottom. That was that moment where I said, I've got to change. So that became my why, was that I didn't want to look like that in a picture ever again. And so then as the time goes on, like I've been doing this for almost 2 years now, as time has gone on, my why has changed. My why changes whether or not it's a different season. It changes whether or not sometimes it's an emotional change. Sometimes it's a hormonal change. Certain things like crazy ideas that give you a change in your why. Sometimes it's, I can remember a time in my life when I was humbled because I was walking between our dining room table. Please tell me if you've ever felt this or have ever gone through this, but it was between the dining room table and the wall. And I saw a pathway and I thought I could just shimmy on through. And then as I was shimmying on through, I was taking the chairs right out with me. Like I was bumping into the table because my tummy was just kept hitting all the chairs as I was walking by. So that was another moment where I'm like, I never want to feel that embarrassment again. I don't want to have to skimmy through a small tight space and feel and not fit. I think we've all had that moment where we've not all, but a lot of us can say that we've had that moment where we sit on an airplane and we don't know if we're going to fit our, excuse my French, our fat ass in the seat, right? Like our hips are too wide to even fit. Or the seatbelt won't buckle. I know many people have gotten to a point where they don't even buckle their seatbelt. Oh, it's so A, embarrassing, B, super unsafe, and A, B, C, it's just sad because, I mean, you get to that point where you're like, I've got to make a change. I've got to figure out what is the new why that's going to motivate me and inspire me to want to see change, to want to do things differently. So I am reevaluating my why. My why up to this point hasn't been enough for me to change my habits. It got me to a point where I've gotten as far as I've come, but I'm actually at a moment where I'm kind of feeling like I'm coasting. Like I could put on a cute outfit. I still feel beautiful. I still feel good in my skin, but I'm not making forward progress where I want to be. So I'm going to reevaluate my why, change things up, and my goal is to be more motivated and more in tune and check back into this game again. Like it's just a constant thing. It's a lifetime thing. So you just got to say to yourself, what can I switch it up? What can I do differently? The option to give up is not available. So what am I going to do differently now going forward? So what is that for you? What things are you going to do differently going forward to change, to make change? So just something to think about. You don't have to give me an answer, but just something to mull over, something to chew the fat about. Just sit there and think about it for a little bit. And if it stirs within you something to like kick your booty into gear, then do it. What better time than now to do it, to make that change? So I say this to myself. I say this to anybody out there who needs to hear it. But it's motivating, it's inspiring, it's only meant to help push you in a direction of change. And then if you're not hooked up to the Fitbit challenges, hit me up. I wanna be on your Fitbit challenge list. So invite me, find me there on the Fitbit, and I'll be happy to friend you, and we can connect together, and we can motivate each other to get our steps in. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope this helps. It's helped me. Sometimes it's just therapeutic to talk things out and vent. And I'm so grateful that you're listening. I'm so grateful that you're here. Make sure that you like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. I guess I got to go clean my closet now. Looks like it's kind of getting out of control in there. Can't I just, like, shut the door? Then we don't see it anymore. Okay. See you guys next week.